Hey, Zedian here, and today we're going to do a bit of a different episode. We're going to be doing some painting here, Bob Ross style. We're doing an oil painting wet on wet technique, and it's my mom's birthday, so I'm going to do a painting of Hume Lake. Got a picture right here. We're doing landscape style right here, and we're trying to go pretty simple. Right here I have alizarin crimson, cadmium yellow, which is basically orange, lemon yellow, sap green, cerulean blue, phthalo blue, Van Dyke brown, ivory black, and titanium white, which are basically the colors Bob Ross uses. All you really need is a very deep red, a really yellow, maybe some cerulean blue, black and white. That's all you need to pretty much paint anything, but these are just some good shortcuts that will get very specific colors that we need. Also right here, I've got a mess of paintbrushes. Probably the only ones I'll use is my 3-inch brush right here, or I think it looks more like 2. 1-inch brush, a fan brush, and this palette knife right here, and that's pretty much all you need to do anything. This looks giant, but it's really my best brush, and you can paint pretty much anything with it. It does very fine details, even though it looks very large. And we're going to be doing the wet on wet technique, which basically means we're going to be covering this canvas in liquid white, which is an equal parts mixture of linseed oil and any type of white paint you have, and basically you just coat the canvas until it's pretty nice and slick and wet, but not like drippy or anything, and that will help the colors blend just really well. We're also going to be using some odorless paint thinner. You can't wash the brush off with water, you need paint thinner. And basically we'll fill this up a little bit, just up to there probably. We don't want to waste this too much, and we'll just swish our brushes around in there and scrape them off on the sides of the walls. And then to dry it, we'll beat the brush just like Bob Ross does. On right here, I have like a bacon sheet, and these ridges, when I hit the brush on it, it'll just beat the moisture out of it and the paint. For my palette, I usually use a plastic cutting board. Don't know where that is right now. So I'm using this piece of like cardboard wood, and it's nice and slick. I've never tried it before, but I don't think the paint will stick. All you really need is something flat, completely flat, that you can put paint on, but it won't stick and it won't dry too easily. Alright, so that's pretty much all of my painting materials. And just so you know, if you're oil painting, it's much more difficult than acrylic or watercolor, and it is going to make a huge mess. So make sure you got this whole thing covered in cardboard, you got a towel down there, and there's still just going to be paint everywhere, and it's oil paint, so it's very difficult to get out. Anyways, let's go ahead and start now. Okay, so first we're mixing up our liquid white and cover the canvas completely. And now we're getting out our blue. And we're just going to cover the sky, just that top half. Mix in some pink there and a bit of yellow. Here's the first cloud, darkening it a bit with pink. And just a little bit in the side, and there we go. Some darker spots on the back. Some more smaller, darker clouds, catching the reflection. Fluffing with the fan brush. And now we're blending with the fan brush right here, blending in all those dark spots. And now kind of blurring it, blending into the background, and now we're completely blurring it and blending it into the background. Here comes the water, just smearing straight across with the large 2-inch brush, a little bit in the middle, but leaving kind of a sheen of light through it, and not too much on the bottom. We're going to have stuff there in the foreground. Okay, now we're taking our palette knife, making a nice mountain, kind of a lighter color because it's farther in the background, catching that light. Here's a darker one coming down, kind of a bluish color, and just scraping away with that palette knife. These are kind of flatter mountains. Here comes another one. It's kind of behind the one in the middle. Oh, happy little accident there. Frosting it a little bit, and we pull down with the brush. And then here's the snow on top, just a little bit. It's not like a winter scene. There's a little bit more, some pink to catch the light from the top. Now we're doing the trees. So just dot them a little bit with your fan brush. And that's what I did. Make them a little bit smaller towards the center, and then just growing out as they get to the outside to simulate kind of a round lake. Now take a large brush and pull down and then smear across to simulate a nice reflection. There's a little bit of a shoreline, just some water breaking across the white and the palette knife there. Okay, we're doing the trees a little bit differently. Fan brush there in black, just like Bob Ross does. It's not quite like the picture is. We're making kind of like just a little bit of an opening in between there, blocking in some bushes with the black and the large brush. And we're leaving kind of a little space in between there, so you could see Now we're putting some highlights on the trees using some, you could use yellow or you can use full green, but yellow mixes with the black and it'll turn into a nice green. Okay, sorry, I missed the highlights. It was kind of a bit tricky to put in those bushes there, but now we're adding some green, a little bit more of a ripple on the shore, and there we go. The painting is complete. Just a little touch more yellow down there, and my initials. There we have it. Hume Lake looks quite a bit different than the picture because I decided to have a little bit of fun with it. Do it a bit more Bob Ross style. He usually paints trees larger, and then he has a smaller one coming down out there in that bank. And this one only had like kind of medium-sized trees, and haven't learned how to paint that yet. But the sky turned out pretty well. The foreground was a bit difficult to tackle. It's just so hard to paint on top of paint that hasn't dried yet. So the highlights were a bit messy. And same with the bushes, but you know, the grass in the middle, it really pops, and that's what I'm liking. And mainly I'm liking just the colors right here, how we have the sun kind of reflecting onto that mountain. Anyways, yeah, I've never done landscape painting this way. In fact, this is the first oil painting I've done without a tutorial, so I'm gonna be learning quite a bit. This is kind of like my first try, really trying to paint some sort of picture. Anyways, yeah, thanks for watching. We're gonna have a bunch more painting videos, and this thing's a mess. The whole place is a mess. But anyways, yeah, thanks for watching, and just look out. The 50 subscriber special is coming soon. Thanks for getting me to 50. You know, it didn't take too long. I'm sure people progress much quicker, but for me, I'm just trying to get a bunch of like loyal people who are interested in my work. Anyways, yeah, thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.